everybody, I'm Katrina, and in this video I want to talk about 5 things that irks my soul in horror movies. Now most people know I'm a big horror movie fan. I watch horror movies all year long. I don't wait just for October, spooky season, or Halloween season to watch horror movies. I'm watching them all the time. But even with my insane love for horror movies, sometimes people do things and I'm just like, this is what we doing. So number 5. I have a really big issue. We have a group of people in horror movies and they're all hanging out or something, and then something goes down and the very first thing everybody suggests to do is to split up. And I'm just like, can somebody explain to me the logic behind that? Like, oh, something scary is happening, let's all split up. There's not that one person in the group as a collective like, you know what guys, if we stick together and somebody's coming to kill us, we can all jump this guy, jump this woman, kick their ass. No, they just gotta do Scooby-Doo and like, ooh, spookiness, let's go split up. And then the malarkey happens. And I feel like you would think by 2020 we'll get a horror movie where there'll be that one smart person to be like, listen bro, we gonna stick together, so in case we gotta kick some ass and we gonna jump, we gotta just do some jumping. That's what we do. But no, it just, they all want to split up, and then you watch the killer just kill everybody off one by one, and you're just like, okay, I guess like this is what we're doing. And it drives me insane because I'm just like, they have to be one smart person in these horror movies, and there's never one. Number 4, I don't get why you have some horror movies where the killer or something like calls the phone, or there's some kind of app, like there's horror movies where you find out when you're going to die on the app, or there's something weird going on with the app and these people start dying one by one. My thing is, why I get social media is a big thing, and I love social media for the extent that I've met some super awesome people on social media. Got to do a few things I wouldn't have done otherwise without social media, and that's cool. But also, people tend to do a little too much with social media, and they get a little too much with their phones and have them be online all the time. So I guess you can kind of play around with like, oh, there's an app and haha, a person's gonna die. My issue with this is, realistically, you're telling me somebody calls your cell phone while you're trying to Netflix and chill, you're trying to eat a piece of cheesecake like I would, you're trying to get nice and toasty on a rainy day, and you're telling me somebody calls your phone and you're going to have a conversation about what your scary movie is, like it wasn't Scream. I love Drew Barrymore. She's super cool beans, but why, sis? And I did not understand why she was having a whole conversation about what her favorite scary movie was, and y'all just chatting like, somebody calls my phone and I don't know the number, I'm hanging up. And that's even if I answer, because I'm really good for not answering them, but I don't know. Just like, this don't make no sense, it's not in the contact, send to voicemail, or I'll probably be extra petty and just block. And granted, Scream took place in the 90s, but y'all telling me y'all moms didn't have call ID, because my mom damn sure did, where you had your landline phone and somebody calling and like, oh, this number don't seem familiar, and you just don't answer the phone. They exist in the 90s. So I want to hear that nonsense, why people want to be on these apps, on the cell phones, on social media. Y'all just conversing with everybody, and y'all not one person is just like, this don't really feel too right, this don't sound right. Y'all just all willy-nilly kumbaya with the killer. I don't understand. It just boggles my mind. Number 3. I don't understand in horror movies why you always gotta have a place where there's some kind of crazy history to it. And the white people in the horror movies, y'all just gravitated all nicely like, yay, let's go have a party. Yay, let's go do some drugs. Yay, let's have a couple of drinks. Yay, let's have sex. Whatever the case may be, y'all know there's history and y'all go anyway. So, example, Friday the 13th, Jason Voorhees. Number 1, why it was his mom, and if y'all haven't seen it by now, Jesus, that is a spoiler. But first movie, it says his mom trying to vengeance for her son. He was bullied by some teenagers, he died, yada yada yada. My point is saying is, there was history, that something was a little off with Camp Crystal Lake. And what do teenagers decide to do? Oh, let's go hang out. Let's go open a camp, knowing that there's this shit happening. Or you get that haunted house that you got really cheap on the housing market. The bank sold it to the family really cheap. But it's all this little suspicious things happening that just like, Google is your friend. Open that search box on your phone, on your tablet, whatever you have, call Alexa and be like, Alexa, tell me about this. And I'm sure she'll tell you because, you know, it's cool, it's fine. But nope, what do people do? They go bring their families, their wives, the kids, husbands, friends. Yeah, just go to these places knowing there's all this bad history, and people start dying. And then y'all look confused and surprised, like, oh, my friend Jimmy died, Chad died, Karen died. It's all fine. And nobody found anything wrong with this. And I'm just like, so y'all just don't like Google. Nobody's just deciding. Y'all will look up everything else. You watch TikTok videos, but not a soul felt the need to Google this and be like, maybe guys, we don't need to go party this weekend there. You know, maybe we just go get an Airbnb and call it a day. In quarantine right now, yeah, you don't need to party. It's fine. It's cool. It's cool. But y'all doing it anyway. Or a whole bunch of people got murdered here. Let's go party. And I'm just like, but why? Do we need that? Like, I can't party in a regular place, like in some hotel room where it's more safe. That's like me saying I want to go to the Overlook in The Shining. And I was like, you know what, guys? I know this man went a little crazy and try to kill his wife and kid, but we go and party and have a good time. Why? It makes no sense to me. Just absolutely mind-boggling. Number 2. There seems to be this thing in horror movies when you get the dad or the husband who is just oblivious to all the things wrong happening. An example would be The Hand That Rocks the Cradle. Man sold his wife to the devil. She's explaining he gaslighting her like he don't understand what's happening. Like, bro, you're the reason. Sis is having this happen to her, and you acting like she crazy. Like, what are you talking about? It's not that serious. And Insidious. And Insidious happened to be one of my favorite horror movies of all time, and it's very well done. And you can overdo the trope of possessed kids, possessed homes, and it's very well done. But the issue I had with Patrick Wilson as Josh and Insidious was, did it really need to take all this time for you to understand something's wrong with your son? Like, bro, so you're telling me your son showed you some pictures and you just completely didn't show that he was saying he was flying, he watched himself sleep, the little creepy guy with the red face? None of that. Like, if my kid showed me some crap like that, I'm gonna be looking like, oh, you saw this, huh? And now we're gonna have to move because no, we don't do this kind of stuff here. We don't do this. Just mind-boggling how long it takes to die. It's even an orphan movie, Orphan. The husband in that movie was just ridiculous. In the movie in Silent Hill, husband was just ridiculous. I'm like, what do y'all need to understand that shit is getting real? Get it together. You gotta leave the house, dip. You gotta move your family, whatever you need to do, dip. Why are we still sitting there like, oh, it's cool, you know, it's fine, until shit gets like bad and now you care, now you're concerned. And I'm thinking about like all the Paranormal Activity movies, and granted, I don't want to say the first 2 or 3 because the sisters were like the ones and it wasn't the men too much. But I want to say, which one is it? I think it's 4 with the blonde girl who she was the one like noticing things was wrong and she was trying to talk to her dad, and the dad was just like, oh, that's cool. And I'm like, so you, okay, that's what we're doing today. Like, just annoyed me. I just like, you know what, you deserve to die for this. You deserve to die if you wouldn't do malarkey. Like, if you don't care, why should I? Why should me, the viewer, get stressed out because you don't want to listen? That you deserve to die. It's fine. If Michael Myers want to stab you all up, if Freddy want to come take you like he did poor Johnny Depp, still sad about that, then by all means let him do that, because you're just doing shenanigans. I don't got time for foolery. I got no time. Finally, last but not least, the thing that bothered me about horror movies is the fact that they always have the people dying first. I feel like the only time Black people make it in horror movies if there's another one that was already expendable. So I'll give you some examples. In Halloween H2O, I believe, I want to say, I don't know if there was 2 Black people in there, but I know LL Cool J did make it. So let me go I forgot what the other Halloween is called when Tyra Banks is in it, Busta Rhymes is in it, but Tyra Banks died. I think Sean Patrick Thomas is in it as well, and I think he died. So Busta Rhymes was able to live because she killed off 2 Black people already. I still know what you did last summer. You had Brandy Mackay Pfeiffer. Brandy lived because Mackay Pfeiffer got all stabbed all up, and he was done. Trey Songz in the new Texas Chain Marks are kind of deserved to die because he was a shitty person in that movie. But my point is, I just never understand why you got the one Black person with a whole bunch of white people and not one of them is realistic enough to be like, oh, I'm not gonna do this. Black people don't camp. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there's that one Black person who hang out with a Chad and he's like, you know what, Chad, I'm down. Me and you, we're gonna go and camp. Most black people are not camping. Let me tell you why we're not camping. You got a nice bed at home with some covers, and you got food and snacks, and it's warm. Would I rather my bed, or would I rather be outside in a raggedy tent where there's coyotes and bears and creeps and everything else that be happening in the woods? I'm gonna take my bed. We not camping. Black people don't camp. If I get told this house is haunted, Katrina will not be there. If I see animals is usually the first first species to know that something is wrong with this picture, and they dip. And you know what Katrina's gonna do? Katrina is gonna follow the animals. You don't have to tell me what's going on because I ain't gonna understand you, but I'm going because something's wrong. Something's off. There's always the black people, they die first. Not one of them is smart enough to be like, nah, B, you're not doing this. Like, dead ass, make it make sense to me. Like, how there's not one smart black person who know other black people to be like, what would you do in this situation? It's just like a whole bunch of like, oh, we're homies, it's cool, it's fine. And then you die. And you die first. You die first. Like, you're just the expendable person, like, oh, it's okay if he goes first. It's just, how? I don't understand. I'm really just like mind boggled by how there's never not one smart black person. You all just too much kumbaya with the white folk in horror movies that y'all just doing whatever. It's just insane to me. So those are my things that bothers me in horror movies. Tell me in the comments what bothers you in horror movies. Do you even like horror movies? What's your favorite horror movie? I am so looking forward to reading your comments. Again, thank you so much for watching me ramble about like horror movies, things that bother me, because you know I can ramble sometimes. I am so grateful for you guys, and I hope this was cool. I cannot wait to see you guys again. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye guys.